welcome in. I am Deborah. This is Purusha Intuitive, and we're going to be looking at the collective energy for today. I hope you are doing well. It's kind of, things are moving. There's a little intensity underneath the surface, kind of building in the air. It makes a lot of sense with just, we're headed towards a full moon. And so with that in mind, as we work to put our best self forward, as we work to empower ourselves, etc., I love to start these readings off with a cleansing. Feel free to participate if you have a smudge bundle, or you can just receive what I am clearing, or you can skip ahead, right? I hope you're well. I bless you with pure love and light. Pure source energy, pure loving grace. I release, remove any blocks, obstacles that are not for our highest good. Bless this time and this reading. Amen. Thank you. All right, so as I mentioned, there's kind of, things are starting to move a little bit more. There is this bubbling underneath the surface, a building, growing tension, so to speak. We have Mercury in retrograde right now, so it brings up past issues, especially as it relates to those in our close environment. Today, the day I'm recording this, is Thursday, the day of Jupiter. Jupiter is also in retrograde right now in Taurus, and it's basically forcing us to hammer out the details of what is not working. Jupiter is a very abundant, expansive energy. It wants us to grow. It wants us to evolve. But obviously, we all come into things, we meet people, places, things that kind of can limit some of that growth. And so we are in a space of weeding out the old. We're about to head into the new year. Obviously, we're wrapping up. This is kind of like the last week, the last few days of, before all the hubbub begins, I suppose. I kind of feel like this weekend we'll start to check out. We'll start enjoying just the holiday season, hopefully. Hopefully you don't have too much stress or too much work, and you can find that space to rejuvenate. It's super important. That's been a theme throughout the readings, especially since Mercury went into retrograde. In order to navigate and combat some of those more difficult situations, we definitely need to be taking care of ourselves, especially like our emotions, our heart, our well-being, because we can all come into things where people F with our mind, right? People like to manipulate or lie or say one thing and in fact another is true. So we need to have a clear mental, emotional body in order to remain grounded, to see through the BS, to be able to really honor ourselves. And there is the astrology today is really beautiful. Mercury is harmoniously aspected to Saturn. Saturn is what the energy of forcing us to learn our lessons in this life, whatever we signed up for, our karma, right? So with that positive aspect, it's basically confirming, again, that underlying message of keep fighting the good fight, keep pushing ahead. You're on the right path. You're doing what you need to be doing. It might not feel great right now. I think that's a general theme. And as I mentioned, as we're moving towards the full moon, which is at the end of the month, Mercury also goes direct at the beginning of the year. So there's this energy building, right? This climax, especially when there's old things that are coming up that need to be addressed and they're not. It's getting put on the back burner. Because again, then we just end up carrying that energy forward with us in that proverbial karmic cycle, so to speak. Venus is having a hard time in terms I feel like okay, it's the places we need to fight for ourselves is what I'm hearing with this Venus in opposition to Uranus. I think we like certain fantasies, we would enjoy situations, relationships to play out in certain ways. And when they don't, it can be a little bit of a bash to our ego, right? Or that Venus energy of how we see love and beauty in our life, how we see ourselves, how we see, whatever, the potential of the situation. That's a good way to say it. Because Uranus is basically asking us to fight for ourselves, fight for our truth, our justice, and overcome. And it's that message that we have to be willing to fight for ourselves. We have to be our best cheerleader because really, unfortunately, or not, I think this is what life is all about. Finding your value and being able to empower that, embrace it, empower the intelligence within. We all have it. We all have this magic and something to contribute. And oftentimes we get pushed down under people, places, and things, different thumbs saying we can't do it. But again, here's the thing, the more we make choices, the more we make steps towards that empowerment, what we're fighting for, the better it's gonna feel. And that shows up with the moon conjunct to Chiron, however you want it pronounced. I think it's I hear it both ways. I like Chiron. That's my preference. I should just go with that, but okay, so 5th house, joy and play. This message has been coming up a lot for us lately, and I like it because, as important as it is to do the work, it's also important to have fun. The 5th house is a house of creativity, spontaneity. To me, it's a lot about tapping into that inner child, so to speak, in the way of letting your hair down, having fun, going out with friends, meeting new people, etc. There's and we're definitely moving into that time in life. Obviously we're the weekend before the holidays, and so I definitely feel like this is going to be an energy of really supporting ourselves through the final few weeks. Like I said, Cancer energy really confirms that the more we nurture and support ourselves, the better it's going to be, the easier. It really is just easier. When we're stuck in this energy of I don't deserve or I'm not allowed, that is going to be reflected back to us in our environment. And Cancer is saying that, if you know any Cancers or have heavy placement, it's a natural, loving, and nurturing energy. One of my best friends is a Cancer, and I feel so supported all the time. And that is the beauty. It rules our house, our home. Even if we don't have a great family or a great home environment, if you think about what the home represents, it is supposed to be our safe place, the space that we can come to relax and be our authentic self and not have to worry about, putting on a show, right? It's when we can just be. And I feel like that's the energy moving into the holiday season. It's indulging, not overdoing it. Sometimes Christmas or the holidays, I should say, can have that air of overspending. It's fun. I love getting gifts for my kid. I have a blast of doing it. So there is that vibe of really just appreciating, enjoying the abundance that you have, finding abundance where it is, even if you're not at your goal or you don't feel like you have enough. You do, we always are supported. I think we forget that we just have to believe that. Even in the worst circumstances, there's always those very rudimentary things that we can be thankful for. Shelter, food, heat, especially this time of year, heat, warmth, friends, community, a job, whatever it is. Yeah, so staying really balanced in the process. I love the Libra energy. That's actually my sun and moon sign. So to me, it is this energy of diplomacy, weighing those pros and cons. It's also the energy of partnership. So I feel like it's important, again, that confirming message, confirmation, that it's a good time to be with good people. It's a good time to be with people that we love, that we feel supported by. It helps us do the work, honestly. I was just reflecting on that yesterday, or the other day, I should say. The way that, you know, when you have people supporting you, when you have them cheering you on, it inspires you to want to continue, to want to keep going. I mean, I think that is like probably very obvious. It's like any sports movie or analogy, or, you know, it taps back into that Uranian energy. Anyone who is fighting to overcome their odds, their circumstances, because we all have the capacity to do it. We all do. And I'm not just throwing out some like blanket statement like, you can do it. Good job. You know, it's just actually true. I think we have to believe in ourselves. If we don't believe in ourselves, then, ooh, I love it. The 9 of Cups popped out. Wish fulfillment, guys. So it is coming, or it is here. This message has also been lingering on the outskirts. We might not have our gift, what we want, so to speak, right at this moment, but it's here energetically. And I love that. And that to me is why it's so important to have some fun, play today, enjoy the people that you're with, you know, even if, I don't know, even if they're not your BFF, you can still like find something you like about them, or something you think is super cool, you know, and it gives this energy of releasing the tension is what I'm seeing. It's that Venus energy, putting your attention, your intention into the things that are truly beautiful, not forcing the things that don't want to be beautiful in your life. And I mean, like, you know, just there's a lot of, you know, this kind of just energy of naysayers, tension, people kind of popping out of the woodwork, especially during this Mercury retrograde, to say this, that, and the other, to kind of confirm or make you feel like, you know, you are not worthy, you are not valuable. It's one last effort, one last ditch effort is what I'm hearing. Prince of Wands. So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. He is, you know, if you've listened to previous videos, he's not my favorite. Here's the thing. To me, this is definitely, it's not your energy. This is someone in your environment. There's a lot of, like I said, especially when we're not dealing with our stuff, right? If we're pretending something isn't there, if we're putting something on the back burner when it needs to be dealt with, it's going to bring up a lot of feelings and emotions. I was hearing that message this morning before I was getting ready for this reading, is there's a lot of like energetic tension. And maybe those were the words I was looking for before. It's underneath the surface. Like, we can feel it. If someone's really upset at us, if someone has a lot of feelings around us, we can feel their energetic projection. And this is definitely saying that you do have someone in your environment. What I was hearing first and foremost about this person, they're not very mature. Like, they just don't get it. Maybe it's not enough life experience. A lack of awareness is what I'm hearing. Not really looking at situations with a clear eye. This is someone who's very fanciful. It's a very idyllic perception of the world. I was hearing someone who hasn't lived enough life or had enough experience to really kind of help them understand the more practical components of living. Fire energy is, you know, it's quick. It can burn so quickly, right? It pushes forward. A lot of the fire signs that I know are just very determined individuals. And I love that. I think it's so cool. I think it can also feel a little bit pushy. And so I'm saying that because with this moon energy, this fire individual, they don't have to be Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. They can just embody kind of that, you know, spirit, so to speak, of the Knight of Wands, because they see So you're picking up a lot. You're picking up a lot. This is why it's so important to have some fun today, especially when we're in no communication with situations. The worst thing we can do in the, in between times is like sit around and focus on that situation and try to work it out. Because this is someone who's like I said, they just don't get it. So you're probably not going to find the answers that you want from them. Yeah, Prince of Cups. It's tapping into that water energy. To me, this confirms the moon as well as Cancer. So it's like, where are you getting your cup filled from is what I'm hearing. And I feel like you're approaching it in a way today where you're choosing good, positive things that make you feel strong, that make you feel supported, that make you feel alive, while this person is still like trying to figure it out. They're lost in like that fantasy that I was talking about before. I think you see it. I think you feel it, Aries, the Emperor. Gosh, dude, lots of fire in our environment today. Dealing with people that are just really hard-headed. This can be one specific individual. This can also be like multiple individuals. Sorry, my hair keeps bothering me. Okay, and it's stressful. That's the thing. When things are kind of left to hang in the balance, when we don't have certain clarity around a situation or a person, it can be really exhausting. So again, confirming the importance of, not feeling down and out about it. Just keep doing you. Have a good time. Again, connect with people that make you feel happy and good, that make you not feel like a POS. And that is where your power is, tapping into this magician, knowing that you can surround yourself with the energy that you want to embody. It really is as simple as making a choice. And I know there's multiple layers, so making a choice sometimes is not that easy to do. But as we grow, as we build an awareness, being more conscious and aware of our surroundings, the people, places, and things, that is where that refinement comes in. There's that Queen of Pentacles. I swear to God, she's come up basically in every reading. This is about you putting your energy and intention into the things that make you feel grounded and stable. Not this wishy-washy, willy-nilly energy that really doesn't know what's going on, that doesn't know how to. And I don't know that I think you feel tempted by this per se, but for some reason, this energy is very much present in your environment. To me, it feels like you're not paying a lot of attention, like you're aware of it. But again, if our emotions get triggered, if we are thinking and then a thought comes up and it takes us down the K-hole, we really have to have those tools to bring us back out. And that's where that Prince of Cups energy can be a little detrimental. So reconfirming that, taking care of your emotional heart, body, soul, it's going to be way easier to not feel so suffocated by this situation, right? I love that. Thank you, Spirit. Choices. It's confirming. Make a choice, And when you don't have a lot of earth energy in your chart, like myself, it can be very difficult to see that as a solution, right? Because we want to feel heard, we want to feel justified, we want to feel understood, but at the same time, sometimes we're just not going to switch someone else's opinion of us. And so depending on what the communication is that's coming in, you might be dealing with this person. I feel like some of you are, some of you aren't. This can also be energetic communication, what you're picking up around them. This is a really good time to, do a little cleansing, have some support, finding balance for your mind, body, and soul. The best way we can do that, I love little practices, like just taking, an herbal bath, putting some fresh herbs, really just kind of soaking. You can look up herbs that are you know, that kind of amplify the properties of healing depending on what you want to release. Eucalyptus is really good for relationships, you know, creating balance in the disharmony. Lavender is always an amazing purifier, cleanser, rebalancer, and it brings in more tranquility and peace. Rose is great for love and support. There's all that info is online. You can totally look it up. But practices like that, maybe that does sound a little cheesy, but you can even do it in the shower, you know, put like a bowl of herbs in the corner and let the steam kind of carry that energy through. Or just do a smudge bundle. Spend some time, quiet time for yourself today, checking in. How are you? How are you feeling? How are these situations going that are concerning you? And doing those simple steps will really help empower you, and it will help, again, not suck you back into this stuff. And then obviously don't forget to play. Have some fun today too, right? I know that's like a lot of to-dos. So you can pick and choose. Maybe it's a quick energy clearing. Maybe you go to bed a little bit earlier. Maybe you put some essential oils on your feet, you know, before bed, etc. Stuff like that can be a quick support. I'll definitely upload a video that's in my wheelhouse right now. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm not taking on too much, because I have a tendency. All right. Thank you so much for your time and energy always. I'm sending all the love and blessings. I hope it is an abundant day for you today, and that you can just feel that strength, that peace in who you are, all you've overcome, and that you don't have to put up with the BS. All right. Thank you so much. Lots of love.